So, guys, I've put more time into Gears 5 as of lately, and the game's been out now for a number of months, right? And, something that I wanted to talk about with this game, I mean, you guys already can probably tell just by the poster that I have in the background that I'm a fan of Gears 5. And I'm a fan of, I mean, when we talk about the big three, in my eyes, it's Gears, StarCraft, Call of Duty, right? Those are my three, favorite games. Absolutely love them. And Gears of War is a franchise, out of all three of them, it's a franchise that I feel is just like, I made one of my episodes of the 8 Below show was pretty much all about Gears of War being one step away from greatness. And it's felt like that. But I really feel like Gears 5 is an unappreciated, masterpiece. When you look at everything from a standpoint of campaign, the multiplayer, and all the other side modes that you can play, like the escape mode and everything that the coalition's doing to try to support the game. This is an unappreciated masterpiece in my eyes. And there's a number of reasons why I say that, but number one, we'll start with the campaign. The campaign, guys, is the most immersive of any of the campaigns ever made by, in Gears of War history. But it's also one of the best looking games I've ever played on Xbox, period. I mean, it is an absolutely incredibly visually stunning game to just look at, to look in the environments, to see, just everything around you, right? It's so, the colors are so rich. Sure, are there moments where it doesn't feel like a Gears of War game because it's not dark and grimy and such? There's plenty of moments like that, but there are some moments, of course, where it's brighter and such, but I think that kind of like taking that chance and just kind of seeing what it looks like when it's not always dark and dreary is really kind of a breath of fresh air, in my opinion. So the campaign itself, guys, the most immersive and just most visually stunning out of any of the Gears of War games. One of the most visually stunning Xbox One games I've ever played. So that's kind of like the first thing. Even though the campaign may not be the best campaign out of any of them, I think that with the graphics, the voice acting, and just how it's a semi-open world setting makes it just, it kind of gives you so much more replayability than the other Gears games did within the campaign mode. Then we get to the multiplayer. And the multiplayer, guys, is... it kind of picks up right where Gears 4 left off. Absolutely incredible multiplayer experience, even though it was shaky at first, right? The launch was shaky. This is all things that we all know, right? That it was a shaky launch. But at this point, after all these months, you can see what the coalition is doing, right? And just adding things and kind of really just listening to the community, making a really well-polished, fun game to play. And that's exactly what Gears 5 is as far as the multiplayer goes. I think it's just as good as Gears of War 4's multiplayer, and it's incredibly fun to play. I just don't have a lot of complaints. I mean, sure, there's things here and there where, some guns might be OP and, things of that nature. But overall, it's a great experience. It's a lot of fun. And then, of course, you have like the escape mode. Sure, I would love to have, other game modes come out at some point or another, but the escape mode is another one that's just fresh. It's new and it's exciting. It's a fun game mode. But people just are absolutely, I'm not going to say that they're, bashing this game, but there's so much of the Gears community just complaining about the things wrong with it and not just giving praise and credit where credit's due with the coalition. And that's something that really bothers me. It's just an unappreciated masterpiece in my eyes. As far as when you look at all the other Gears of War games, this is a game that's unappreciated on almost every level. And it is a masterpiece in the Gears of War family, in my opinion. Like, they have made a very good game. Sure, there's things here and there that are going to bother people, right? I mean, everyone has their own opinions, but the fact of the matter is that Gears 5 is just, I mean, it's a full package as well. You're getting a full package for this game. I mean, you're getting that campaign, that multiplayer, those co-op modes. I mean, just everything that you're getting within Gears 5 is adding value to it. And for some reason, it just doesn't get the support that other games, some of these other games get. Not as many people watching streamers stream the game, not as many people watching content creators making content on YouTube. It's a really unfortunate thing, and I hope that we can, over time, guys, we can kind of change that narrative that it's a niche game, because I just don't really look at Gears as a niche community. I look at Gears as a thriving community that there's been some roadblocks along the way, but we as a community need to be, continuing to give our advice to the coalition, but the coalition is delivering on a lot of fronts. So I just think that we as a community need to be supporting our favorite creators, supporting our favorite streamers, to help, continue building the scene out. And I think that's something that we can definitely do. But what do you guys think? You guys think, just be honest with me here. Do you guys think that it's unappreciated at this point? Because I think that it's come a long way since launch. That's my opinion. It's an unappreciated masterpiece. What say you about that, guys? Let me know what you think in the comment section below.